In the days since the coronation, there's been an awful lot of debate and argument about the treatment of Republican protesters on the day, because a big group of them thought they had a deal with the Metropolitan Police. They had agreed, as it were, the terms of reference, what they were allowed to do, what they weren't allowed to do, and they turned up all ready for their lawful and legal demonstration.
Not my pig! Not my pig!
And then they were arrested. Now, it seems that the police that had arrested them were not the same police with whom they thought they had a deal, so frankly it was a mistake. But nonetheless, it's focused an awful lot on the Public Order Act, the new Public Order Act, under which the police have these extra powers.
I've been arrested for holding a banner, which I didn't even unfurl.
And for an awful lot of people, including me, it seems that this act goes too far in restraining our legal, historic right to say our bit, to protest, even when it's not popular.
Of course, Republicans protest, and they do so because it's a fundamental right within our democracy to be able to protest. So is the Prime Minister seriously saying that moving forward, you can have your rights, but only on his terms?
I do understand the coronation is different. This is an event beamed to, 1 billion or more people around the globe. It's how they see Britain. And if you're in charge of the Met or you're a senior police officer on the day, you don't want chaos, you don't want the disruption of the grand procession, you don't want scuffles being seen around the world on your watch. So I can well understand why the police were super nervous. One of the most astonishing things to me in recent days is that the Labour Party has not committed itself to repealing that legislation. In fact, they've said it's too busy, there'll be too many other things going on, and they probably won't. Now that's amazing. Given this country's historic enthusiasm for fair protest, free speech, and given the way that free speech is being throttled around the world, whether it's Russia or China or parts of South America, and given the importance of Britain standing up for free speech around the world, this seems to be a major, major misstep by a left Liberal Party. But you can see why. This week at Prime Minister's Questions, the frustration in Rishi Sunak's face and voice as he really wanted to go for Keir Starmer as somebody who was on the side of the protesters, on the side of the disruptors, against ordinary people in this country going about their daily lives was palpable, because Starmer had not said what Rishi Sunak hoped and expected him to say on this.
Mr. Speaker, can I first put on record my thanks to the police for all their hard work over the weekend, ensuring that the coronation was a success. Now, look, on this issue, Mr. Speaker, we believe the police should have powers to make sure that they can protect the public from unnecessary and serious disruption. I respectfully recognise that the Honourable Gentleman disagrees with our position. I guess the question for both of us is, what does the Honourable Leader of the Opposition think about this? Because it's quite hard to keep up.
Can I just remind the Prime Minister, it's Prime Minister's questions for him to answer, not asking, not for what the opposition's doing.
And he's absolutely right, Starmer that is, in that in the run-up to the election, if Labour promise to get rid of this legislation, ghastly though it is, the Tories will go at them day after day after day, being on the side of the protesters, on the side of those who glue themselves to roads or throw paint at Van Gogh paintings or whatever it might be. It's a real problem for Labour. So what's going to happen? Well, I thoroughly hope that the Labour Party is dissimulating a bit at this point, and that if they win a proper majority and they form a future government, then most of the Public Order Act, not all of it perhaps, but most of it will vanish under a new act and will be effectively repealed or steamrolled away. But I can't be absolutely sure, and nor can you, nor can anybody. We have to take this on trust. We all want to believe what we want to believe. We all want to think that people running the Labour Party have our own instincts. And I would have thought that it would be a no-brainer for the Labour Party to take a slightly more libertarian, slightly more liberal view of protest in this country. But I can't be sure. Keir Starmer is a mildly disciplinarian, instinctively slightly authoritarian figure. He was the former Director of Public Prosecutions, for goodness sake. So he is not somebody who is likely to turn into a wild libertarian. I think and I hope that there are enough people in the Labour shadow cabinet to understand that this is ultimately a moral choice and that they will ultimately do the right thing, even though they don't have to give the Conservatives yet another weapon to beat them with in the run-up to the election. But I can't be sure. If you'd like to stay up to date and you'd like to see the latest explainers, field reports, feature stories and special discussion episodes, then please, folks, subscribe to our channel today.
Brought to you by Canaccord Genuity Wealth Management. Experienced wealth managers who go above and beyond to guide and support you. Can do is more than just an attitude. Can do is navigating today for a brighter tomorrow.